Unit 54. Some verbs are followed by ing and some are followed by to. Verbs that you can use with ing, not to. Avoid ing, consider ing, deny ing, enjoy ing, finish ing, imagine ing, keep on ing, mind ing, postpone ing, risk ing, stop ing, suggest ing. For examples, see Unit 51. Verbs that you can't with verbs that you can't use with to. Afford to do, agree to do, arrange to do, decide to do, deserve to do, fail to do, forget to do, hope to do, run to do, manage to do, offer to do, plan to do, promise to do, refuse to do, time to do. For example, see Unit 52. Some verbs can be followed by ing or to with a difference of meaning. Remember. I remember doing something. I did it and now I remember this. You remember doing something after you have done it. I know I locked the door. I clearly remember locking it. I locked it and now I remember this. I could remember driving along the road just before the accident, but he couldn't remember the accident itself. I remembered to do something. I remembered that I had to do it, so I did it. You remember to do something before you do it. I remember to lock the door, but I forgot to shut the windows. I remembered that I had to lock it, and so I locked it. Remember to buy some bananas. Don't forget to buy them. Regret. I regret doing something. I did it, and now I'm sorry about it. I now regret saying what I said. I shouldn't said that. I shouldn't have said that. Do you regret not going to college? I regret to say, I regret to tell you. I regret to inform you. I'm sorry that I have to say. From a former letter, I regret to say that we are unable to accept your offer. I regret to say that we are unable to accept your offer. Go on. Go on doing something. Continue doing the same thing. The president paused for a moment and then went on talking. We need to change. We can't go living like this. Go on to do something. Do or say something new. After discussing the economy, the president went on to talk about foreign policy. We use the following verbs with ing or to with no difference of meaning. Begin, start, continue, bother. So you can see it started raining. It started to rain. Don't bother locking the door. Don't bother to lock. Normally, we do not use ing after ing. It's starting to rain. Not usually it's starting raining. Exercises for the verbs. Put the verb into the correct form, ing or to. They denied stealing the money. I don't enjoy driving very much. I don't enjoy driving very much. I can't afford to go away. I don't have enough money. Have you ever considered going to live in another country? We are unlucky to lose the game. We played well and deserve to win. Why do you keep asking me questions? Leave me alone. Please stop asking me questions. I refuse to answer any more questions. The driver of one of the cars denied causing the accident. Chris needed our help, and we promised to do what we could. I don't mind being alone, but I'd rather be with other people. The wall was quite high, but I managed to climb over it. Sarah doesn't know about the meeting. I forgot to tell her. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope to see you again soon. Tom can remember some things about his childhood, but he can't remember others. What sentences with he remembers or he doesn't remember. He was in the hospital when he was a small child. He can still remember this. He remember he remembers being in the hospital when he was a small child. He cried on his first day at school. He doesn't remember this. He doesn't remember crying on his first day at school. Once he fell into a river. He remembers this. He remembers falling into a river. He said he wanted to be a doctor. He doesn't remember this. He doesn't remember wanting to be a doctor. He doesn't remember saying he wanted to be a doctor. Once he was bitten by a dog. He doesn't remember this. He doesn't remember being bitten by a dog. Being bitten by a dog. He doesn't remember being bitten by a dog. His sister was born when he was 4. He remembers this. He remembers her sister being born when he was 4. Complete the sentences with an appropriate. Complete the sentences with an appropriate verb in the correct form, ing or to. Please remember to lock the door when you go out. He sat with Matt before, but I don't remember meeting him. Someone must have taken my bag. I clearly remember leaving it by the window, and now it isn't there. When you see Steve, remember to say hello to him for me. You lent me some money a few months ago. Did I? Are you sure? I don't remember lending you any money. Did I? Are you sure? I don't remember lending you any money. Did you remember to call your sister? No, I forgot. I'll call her tomorrow. The course I took wasn't very good, but I don't regret it. I don't regret taking it. The course I took wasn't very good, but I don't regret taking it. I knew they were in trouble, but I regret to say I did nothing to help them. I knew they were in trouble, but I regret to say I did nothing to help them. It started to get cold, and he regretted not wearing his coat. I now regret leaving my job. It was a big mistake. I now regret leaving my job. It was a big mistake. Ben joined the company 9 years ago. He became assistant manager after 2 years. And a few years later, he went on to become manager of the company. And a few years later, he went on to become manager of the company. I can't go working here anymore. I want a different job. When I came into the room, Liz was reading a book. She looked up and said hello, and then went on reading her book. Food prices food prices had gone up again. Food prices had gone up again. How are we going to manage if prices going up?